Browns held their final practice before their final preseason game today here in Berea. And of course, this is a very nervous week for a lot of people in this building because on Saturday by 4 p.m., the Browns have to cut their roster down to 53 players. As Freddie Kitchens likes to say, this is one of the only places where you hire 90 guys to fire almost half of them. So, Mary Kay, as you look at this roster, there are some guys fighting for spots at some really interesting positions.
Yeah, there are a number of guys, including kicker Austin Seibert versus Greg Joseph. That's still a battle heading in. Britton Colquitt versus Jamie Gillen. That's still a little bit of a battle heading into this. Seth DeVolve, I think he's going to make it at tight end, but he's somebody that really has to maybe show something in this game. Braxton Miller is a guy that he's also on the bubble. So these are some of the names.
Yeah, Scott, running through those, I mean, is there one that really stands out to you that on Saturday or even on Friday when these names start coming out, you're wondering if we're going to see a guy's name or not?
Yeah, I'm looking at the backups and the interior of the defensive line, guys like Trayvon Coley, Devereaux Lawrence, who kind of came on strong the last preseason game, Daniel Aquale. Those three guys are probably looking at two of the three. We're not really sure who's going to be there. You know, Trayvon Coley's been a starter the last couple of years, and now the improved talent and the depth might squeeze him out. So those guys who are kind of rotating in behind the starters that's what I'm going to be watching.
Yeah, and Mary Kay, you mentioned Braxton Miller. I think he's such an interesting case here because they just signed him, but he's got NFL experience. You wonder how much they actually need to see from him to make that decision. And you look at this receiving core, it's a little thin behind the big names.
It really is, especially because Antonio Callaway is suspended for the first 4 games of the season. That kind of opens up a roster spot and gives you an opportunity to look at a guy for 4 weeks that might not have had that chance. So he's one of those guys. You know, DJ Montgomery was somebody that was coming on, but he's on injured reserve for the season now. So I think Damian Ratley's going to make the team. He'll be on my 53-man roster projection, which will be out tomorrow. So yeah, there are a few spots up for grabs there.
And Scott, one last guy to talk about is Seth DeVolve. Again, dealing with injuries this camp, but all of a sudden he's kind of lining up as a fullback a little bit, an H-back, very versatile. Maybe that's his path onto this roster.
Yeah, maybe. Although, you know, last year he hardly played at all and still made it onto the roster. You know, it's interesting that that's his part of his job now, because after his rookie year, one of the things he said is he had to get better at blocking. Has he gotten so good that he can be a lead blocker coming out of the backfield? You know, we'll see.
All right, so we'll, of course, cover all of that on Saturday. Now, I want you guys to go and sign up for Football Insider. Every day you get a newsletter with all the content that we put out. And, of course, you get a little nugget that doesn't end up on the website. It's exclusive to subscribers. Go sign up for that, Football Insider.